Okay, so we're going to be going over our drop Seyanagi and going to go over a couple of different entries. So for our beginners, right, our white, yellow, orange belts, what we're looking for is this wrist grip and pulling and coming in. Okay, we don't want to make the mistake of pulling down, right? What we want to do is lift him up and then go down. And look over your shoulder when you go down. Now, no matter what level, if it's white belt and above, if you're doing this throw, when I put him inside mount, he's recovering his guard. Right? He gets his guard back. Okay, so we worked a lot of guard last cycle, and we're doing arm bars and stuff like that. So this will be a place too where instructors may be walking around asking you to show, arm bar from guard, or check all your moves. We don't want to forget about those. Okay, so the wrist pull is one of our entries. Intermediates, and then like when you're rolling, you're gonna see this. Okay, but green belts and above. Right, what we want to hear is like an over-under position. So I'm under on one side, I'm over on one side, right? I'm going to be pushing Mr. George back a little bit. When he pushes me, that's when I drop and throw. And he recovers his guard. Okay? So that is our drop Seyanagi. And remember also, when we come in for it, when we drop, we don't want to pause like this. Okay, that'll be a mistake. And we don't want to not look. Okay, if I pause and don't look over this way, those are going to be the things that make it where he doesn't come off my back. Okay, so I'm pulling him and I'm looking right as I come to my knees behind me. Okay, so really want to not pause when we drop to our knees. You got to be turning, looking, and getting them off of your back. Okay, now, so we're doing back control this cycle. So let's look at our submissions and our escapes. We've got a positional escape and 2 submission escapes and then 2 submissions. Okay, I'm going to take Mr. George's back. And we want to have hooks. Okay, our hooks, we don't cross our feet, but want to keep them connected. All right, now another thing you're going to see this cycle for all the belt ranks is the seatbelt grip. So I'm pulling him into my chest with the seatbelt grip. Okay, now what I want to do for my very first submission is the Mata Leon. That means lion killer. Okay, it's our rear naked choke. It's naked because we're not using his uniform to help us choke. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. If I try and choke here with this top hand, when I'm rolling, a lot of times they're going to defend. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our bottom hand in and we're going to go here. Right? Now I'm going to shrug my shoulders up and squeeze to get the tap. Okay? So here we have a good tight back mount with the seat belt. I've got my hooks connected, right? If I just have this top arm going across, I might not be able to get across all the way. So I'm going to take my bottom arm out here, come behind, right? And shrug up. Okay, now, if you come like this when you want to do your choke, right? So I come here and I try and choke like this. Mr. George can just grab the 2-on-1 grip, all right? Once he's got the 2-on-1 grip, it's going to be very hard to get my choke. It's going to be very hard for me to get this arm back, okay? So this is the defense. So he's got the 2-on-1 grip. Move it to the other side of your head, Mr. George. Boom. Now he falls on it, and he threads the needle into guard. Nice. Okay, so let's take my back, Mr. George, and we'll look at that escape one more time. Right, so he gets the seat belt. Right, now he goes in, he switches sides. This one comes across my neck, but he's there. Right, so we want to be sure that when we go for our choke, it's like this, so they can't do that defense. If you go like this with your arm out on either side, that's how they're going to defend. Okay, so there, come in, make the mistake, Mr. George. I caught it. Move it over, fall on it, thread the needle, and posture up inside of the guard. Okay? Now, from the same position, back control with the seatbelt. Okay? We're looking for our back mount arm bar. Okay? So we're going to use our underhook side and we're going to fall on our side. Okay? You see, I'm not laying on my back. You can finish it that way. It's shorter and just as effective. We stay on our side. We curl our legs in and we have both hands on his arm. We pull it this way and then we pull it down. It's very tight, okay? So let's see that again, right? So I'm looking for the underhook side. That might be this side, right? Whatever side's your favorite, we want you to do that one the majority of the time, okay? So underhooks on this side now. On your side, get his arm with both hands. Curl your legs in and push him away, okay? Now, Mr. George is going to put me in a back mount armbar, okay? Now, go ahead and go for the back mount armbar there, Mr. George. All right, so look, when he's doing this, he needs to be hooked in this arm really good, okay? Give him an armbar to defend. Grab my bicep, okay? That's the first thing. Mr. George is already over my head, so I've got to curl my hand in and scoop it off. And scoot on it 1, 2 times. Thread the needle into the guard, just like another escape that we're going to show. Just like we saw in our 2-on-1 rear naked choke escape, right? So go for the back mount armbar again, Mr. George. What we really want to see here is he's going to try and armbar this arm. Start grabbing your bicep now and have this ready to stop the leg from coming over your head. If it's already over your head, that's fine. You'll have to scoop your hand in and escape. But if Mr. George is going over my head, I'd like to catch it first, right? Both will be acceptable at the testing, but we want you to really know both. If you catch it early, that's better for your rolling and for your competition, okay? Now, last thing here, and this is the same theory as our armbar escape, is our Monteleone escape. He has seatbelt. This is the easiest way to escape the seatbelt for our beginners, okay? But if you're seeing this, your yellow belt all the way up to junior black, you got to show this, okay? So look, here, move it over, right? I take this, I 2-on-1 this arm over here, and I move his seatbelt over to this side, right? Then all I do is fall on it, thread the needle. So that's our positional escape. So when somebody has back mount and they're not even trying to submit you with rear naked choke or armbar, you do the same thing. If this seatbelt's not good, we want to deal with it. So grab 2-on-1, move this over, fall on it, come up in the guard, okay? So those are our yellow belt and above requirements, beginner and above, right? So if you're yellow, orange, green, purple, blue, red, brown, junior black, you need to know everything we just went over for your just continued development and then also for the testing. All right? Thanks, guys.